You settle into the quiet, letting your body and mind drift, soft and untethered. The universe stretches around you, not in vastness that overwhelms, but in gentle expanses, like a slow-moving, invisible ocean. You imagine your awareness as a small buoy, floating lightly atop the currents, rising and falling with waves you cannot see but feel everywhere. Inhale. Feel the warmth of distant starlight brushing against your skin. Exhale. Let your thoughts loosen, spreading out like tiny ripples across calm water. The galaxies shimmer in this gentle tide. They are not points or numbers, they are soft ripples, faint reflections of the ocean itself. You notice their motion, subtle, deliberate, as though the universe itself sighs and stretches with patient rhythm. Each pulse of space feels like a wave rolling across a silent beach. The cosmic ocean is not turbulent. It does not rush. It simply expands, and you are invited to float alongside it. You might giggle quietly at the thought, what a polite universe, moving so steadily, so politely, carrying galaxies as one carries a teacup across a room, careful, unhurried. Dark energy is the unseen tide beneath it all. You do not see it directly, but you sense it everywhere. It whispers through the emptiness between stars, a soft, persistent hum that fills the cosmic void. You imagine it as water beneath water, invisible currents that shape the motion of everything above. Sometimes, you picture tiny waves forming and disappearing, carrying galaxies on their gentle backs. Inhale. Draw this invisible tide in, feeling it swell softly around your mind. Exhale. Release into the calm, trusting rhythm. The hum of the universe is a soundless song. Close your eyes, and you can almost hear it, an echo of expansion, a melody threaded through space. It is low, constant, comforting, like wind through reeds or distant chimes in a sleepy garden. Each flicker of light across a galaxy feels like a note, softly plucked, echoing into the quiet. You smile at this thought, a tiny private joke shared with the cosmos. The universe sings without words, and you are its audience, floating without chairs, without walls, without clocks. Notice how the waves of space move. They do not collide or crash. They simply stretch and sway, a soft pulse that carries galaxies apart yet binds them in the rhythm of the ocean. You feel yourself becoming part of this dance. Your heartbeat slows to match it. Your breath follows the swell of cosmic tides. Each inhale draws in the distant glow of stars. Each exhale releases any weight, any tension, letting it dissolve into the expanding calm. You might imagine your thoughts as tiny boats, drifting freely, bobbing gently, carried by invisible currents. As you float here, you sense texture in the darkness. Space is not empty in the way a room can be empty. It is filled with the subtle movement of something unseen, shaping, stretching, holding everything with delicate care. Galaxies cluster like tiny whirlpools in this ocean, while vast voids form calm eddies, quiet pockets in the tide. There is balance here, a soft order in the infinite. You are reminded, even the unseen is alive with motion, every ripple meaningful, every wave part of a larger, invisible symphony. The light brushing your mind comes from faraway stars, traveling patiently through the ocean of space. Each photon carries a story, a whispered memory of its journey across the expanding tide. You feel warmth where it touches, a gentle glow threading through your awareness. This light is a guide, showing the shape of the currents beneath. You float alongside it, buoyed by its soft insistence, amused perhaps at how polite it is, how it never rushes, how it has traveled eons just to greet you now. You begin to notice your connection to this ocean. Your breath, soft and steady, mirrors the gentle expansion around you. Inhale. Draw in the quiet glow of galaxies. Exhale. Let your mind drift with the currents, unhurried, tender, at ease. You feel your presence as a small, luminous dot, floating within the vast, stretching waves, acknowledged yet insignificant, safe and warm in the embrace of cosmic rhythm. The metaphor of the ocean deepens with each moment. Dark energy flows like water, invisible yet tangible in its effects, stretching space and time like a slow, patient tide. Galaxies are buoys, light is a ripple across the surface, and you are both observer and passenger. There is no rush. There is no destination. Only the soft undulation of existence, measured in waves you feel rather than see. Each ripple invites you to inhale, to exhale, to drift, to float, to trust the gentle pulse. And so you move. You glide through the quiet waters of the cosmos, a calm traveler amid whispering waves. Every star, every shimmer of light, every gentle sway of galaxies reinforces a quiet truth. The universe is patient, deliberate, and exquisitely kind in its motions. You allow yourself to smile at this, a tiny, knowing chuckle, floating along, a secret shared between you and the cosmic ocean. The waves stretch infinitely, expanding, moving, carrying you softly. You sense the next ripple forming, subtle and gentle, a hint of patterns just beyond the horizon. Your mind hovers there for a moment, suspended in the quiet anticipation of discovery. Not urgent, not pressing, simply a slow drift toward understanding, as if the next whisper of the tide will reveal more, eventually. You inhale once more, letting the glow of distant stars fill your lungs. You exhale, surrendering fully to the calm tide. The cosmic ocean wraps around you, stretching onward, a soft, patient companion. And as your awareness drifts forward, carried by gentle waves, you sense a presence approaching, the quiet explorers, the ones who map the currents, who trace the invisible tide. You continue to drift in the quiet expanse, floating along the invisible ocean of space. The galaxies ripple beneath your awareness, and the dark energy tide hums softly, like a lullaby you feel rather than hear. Inhale. Draw the faint glow of faraway stars into your chest. Exhale. Let your mind settle into the rhythm of the cosmic current. It is here, in this gentle stillness, that the cartographers of the invisible emerge. They are soft-spoken and patient, moving carefully, tending to patterns that your eyes can almost, but not quite, see. These explorers are not hurried. They do not rush across the cosmic sea. Their surveys are delicate nets, woven from light, patience, and quiet observation. You imagine them casting these nets gently, as if dipping hands into a calm pool of water, catching shimmering hints of the underlying tide. The ripples they gather tell a story, subtle, rhythmic, never loud, never insistent. You float closer, noticing the tiny droplets of data, brushing softly against your awareness, each one a glimmer of understanding in the vast ocean of the unseen. You sense their care, their gentle curiosity. Each movement is precise yet tender. They measure light, track galaxies, and trace voids without disturbing the serene pulse of space. There is an art to this, a slow dance that mirrors the universe itself. You smile quietly, imagining one of them adjusting a survey as though straightening a sail, careful not to disturb the buoyant galaxies floating by. The cosmic ocean moves around them, welcoming, untroubled, patient as the tide itself. The surveys reveal hints of patterns that are almost imperceptible. Clusters of galaxies gather like soft clouds on a still day. Voids, quiet and unfilled, appear like gentle pauses in the water. You notice these textures as if you can feel them through the soles of your mind, the clustered ripples, the empty eddies, the way the waves stretch and relax with invisible energy. Inhale. Let your awareness gather these subtle motions. Exhale. Allow them to sink softly into the calm of your consciousness. Light becomes a messenger once more, carrying whispers from one end of the cosmic ocean to another. Photons, like tiny boats or drifting petals, follow the rhythm of dark energy, revealing where currents bend, where tides flow strongest. You imagine holding one, cupping it in your hands, feeling its gentle warmth, laughing softly at how polite it is, traveling for eons without complaint, without rush, just to be here with you now. It is a quiet, cosmic courtesy that touches your mind like a soft breeze. The cartographers move carefully through their observations, aware of every ripple, every flicker of starlight. They notice how clusters of galaxies hint at the underlying tide, how voids mark quiet spaces where the ocean seems to pause. You sense the rhythm of these discoveries as if the universe itself is breathing with you. Inhale. Draw in the soft glow of observations, the faint shimmer of data. Exhale. Let it mingle with the gentle hum of the cosmic tide, becoming part of the quiet, unfolding story. There is humor here, soft and private. You imagine an astronomer leaning over a map, tracing lines with a fingertip, whispering to a galaxy, "You're drifting too fast again, aren't you?" And the galaxy drifts on, patient, oblivious, part of the slow, polite dance. You chuckle, a sound that barely rises above the hum of space. The joke is small, fleeting, and entirely unnecessary, but somehow, it feels like a secret shared between you and the universe. The invisible currents are everywhere, guiding, shaping, stretching the cosmic ocean without fanfare. The cartographers cannot see them directly, but they feel them through the patterns that emerge over time. Clusters form, spread, and settle. Light bends and drifts along unseen pathways. You imagine tracing these invisible threads, as if following silk ribbons beneath the surface of a quiet pond. Each thread carries meaning, subtle and gentle, a soft pulse of the dark energy tide. Inhale. Gather the feeling of connection. Exhale. Let it ripple through your mind like a delicate wave. You notice how slowly they move. The surveys are patient, deliberate, without urgency. There is no rush to find answers, only a careful, constant awareness. You feel a soft reassurance in this: the universe does not hurry, and neither must you. Each observation is a wave in the larger ocean, small and delicate, yet part of the unbroken flow. You float alongside the cartographers, feeling the pull of the invisible tide beneath you, as if it knows you are here, floating, watching, drifting with it. Clusters and voids, light and dark, form the map of what cannot be seen. You imagine dipping a hand into the ocean, feeling the rise and fall of gentle waves, the brush of invisible currents beneath. Each movement is calm, deliberate, filled with quiet wonder. There is no finality, no endpoint, only the slow unfolding of understanding, the patient revealing of secrets hidden beneath the calm surface. You allow yourself to drift, soft and unhurried, in harmony with the tide. The ocean stretches endlessly around you, carrying galaxies and photons and the quiet curiosity of explorers. You feel the weightless rhythm, the soft, tender pull of discovery without pressure. The waves carry you forward, and you notice the next horizon forming, subtle but luminous. There is a suggestion of expansion, a gentle beckoning beyond what you currently see. You inhale, drawing in this promise of further wonder. You exhale, floating lightly, trusting the universe's slow, kind patience. And as you drift, following the whispers of galaxies and the careful surveys of unseen cartographers, you sense a soft unfolding ahead. The horizon stretches, the ocean expands, and the universe invites you to notice its patient pulse. You smile softly, letting the calm curiosity settle in your chest, feeling warmth in your mind. There is more to see, more to understand, yet no need to hurry. The tide carries you onward, as gentle and deliberate as the hum of space itself. Inhale one last time, gathering the glow of faint galaxies. Exhale, letting it spread softly through your being. You drift toward the edge of observation, toward the stretching horizon of the cosmic ocean, ready to witness the subtle pulses that shape the tides. You open your awareness gently, letting the previous chapter's hum of exploration settle into a soft undercurrent. The ocean of space spreads before you, calm and infinite, and the faint glow of distant galaxies stretches across the horizon like a painted line on quiet water. Inhale. Feel the gentle pulse of dark energy, the unseen tide beneath the waves, filling your lungs with soft warmth. Exhale. Let your mind expand, floating outward, untethered, drifting toward the horizon that seems to stretch endlessly in every direction. The horizon itself feels alive, not in motion that startles, but in the patient unfolding of space. Galaxies drift apart as if carried by a tender current, and each movement is slow, deliberate, measured. You imagine the rhythm of their motion like gentle waves rolling onto a distant shore, breaking softly, and fading into foam that never disturbs the calm beneath. The cosmic ocean stretches and stretches, and you feel your awareness stretch with it. A quiet chuckle rises from within you. How polite the universe is, expanding without bump or rush, as if testing its own patience. Dark energy pulses beneath the surface, invisible but present, shaping the expansion with tender care. You picture it as a slow, undulating tide, everywhere and nowhere, like water moving beneath glassy waves. It stretches the cosmic fabric gently, and you sense the motion through the soft rhythm in your chest, the gentle rise and fall of thought and breath. Each inhale draws the tide closer, each exhale lets it flow beneath you, guiding the galaxies and yourself in a quiet, harmonious dance. Your eyes drift along the horizon, and the galaxies appear as tiny lanterns bobbing atop the ocean. Their light is warm, subtle, shimmering like distant candles flickering in a silent night. You follow one with your mind, tracing the path it has taken across the expanding water. It glimmers like a buoy riding a wave, carried by forces unseen yet reliable, steady, kind. You feel a smile tug at the corner of your lips, the universe's quiet humor reflecting softly back at you, a galaxy that travels for billions of years without complaint, as if it knows patience is the only true path. The rhythm of expansion is soft and deliberate. You feel it like breathing, slow and unhurried, a pulse that courses beneath every cluster of stars. Each galaxy drifts with quiet authority, yet is part of the larger, invisible ocean. Inhale. Draw this subtle motion into your chest. Exhale. Let it ripple through your awareness like a gentle wave against a floating hull. There is no rush, no urgency, only the steady stretching of space, carrying everything with tender care, a quiet reassurance that the cosmos is patient and deliberate. You notice how the horizon seems to curve, faintly, delicately, like a bow drawn taut across the ocean. Space itself is stretching, not violently, not chaotically, but with deliberate softness, an invisible hand smoothing the waves beneath. Your mind follows the curve, floating along, as if your awareness is a small boat drifting across the vast, silent sea. You feel the sway of galaxies beneath you, the gentle tug of the dark energy tide, and you chuckle softly at how polite it all is. The universe does not rush, and neither must you. Each star, each cluster, each ripple in space contributes to the horizon's soft pulse. Light travels slowly across the ocean, carrying messages from long ago. You imagine holding one in your hand, feeling the warmth, the soft insistence, the patient persistence of a photon that has drifted billions of years just to brush your mind. A tiny, whimsical thought drifts in. Perhaps the universe enjoys making you wait, teasing you with long journeys and slow reveals. You laugh quietly, a gentle sound, blending seamlessly with the calm hum of space. The expansion of the horizon feels like a rhythmic wave, carrying both emptiness and substance. You notice the void's quiet pockets between galaxies as part of the tide, natural pauses in the movement of the ocean. They do not disturb the rhythm, they enhance it, like pauses in a lullaby, gentle beats of silence that make the next wave feel more soothing. You let yourself rest in these moments, inhaling the calm, exhaling tension, floating alongside the invisible currents that carry galaxies, photons, and quiet curiosity. Dark energy continues its patient work, stretching space with a delicate insistence. You picture it as a tide beneath the waves, invisible and soft, lifting, spreading, shaping. It is everywhere, yet impossible to hold. You sense it through the rhythm, the slow, tender drift of galaxies, the soft hum beneath your awareness. Inhale. Draw the tide into yourself, let it fill your mind with calm assurance. Exhale. Release, letting it guide you gently across the cosmic horizon, as soft and deliberate as the lull of ocean waves on a quiet night. The metaphor of the ocean deepens with each moment. Galaxies are buoys, drifting atop unseen currents. Light is a ripple across the surface, carrying memory and meaning. And you, floating in this expanse, are a quiet observer and a gentle participant, feeling the slow pulse of the universe and smiling at its patient politeness. You sense the horizon stretching further still, carrying whispers of motion you cannot fully see, patterns that emerge only to those willing to drift slowly, tenderly, like a leaf carried by a gentle stream. The horizon draws your awareness forward. Each wave of expansion, each soft pull of the unseen tide, carries you farther, gently, without urgency. You feel the ebb and flow beneath you, the stretch of space, the hush of time, the quiet joy of being afloat in this calm, infinite ocean. The galaxies pass like reflections of light on water, faint but persistent, and you drift alongside them, buoyed, patient, serene. A soft question forms in the back of your mind. How do these waves shape the future of everything? You do not seek an answer yet. You simply float with the tide, letting curiosity rest in your chest like a warm pebble. The expansion is gentle, patient, deliberate. It asks nothing, demands nothing. You are free to drift, to observe, to inhale, and to exhale alongside it. And so, as you float on the stretching horizon, the dark energy tide beneath you, the galaxies as gentle buoys, and the photons as quiet messengers, you feel a soft pull forward. The ocean continues, subtle and expansive, guiding you toward the next ripple, the next wave, the next whisper of understanding. Inhale, letting the horizon widen. Exhale, surrendering fully to the expanding calm. The horizon stretches before you, infinite, patient, rhythmic. You drift onward, carried gently by the unseen tide, toward new discoveries waiting in the next chapter, the quiet companions who shape and guide the cosmic waves, the intimate presence that moves everything with tender care. And as your awareness drifts forward, the ocean hums softly beneath you, and you float, light and unhurried, into the unseen mysteries awaiting just beyond the horizon. You continue your drift along the stretching horizon, feeling the pull of the universe's quiet rhythm beneath you. Inhale. Draw the invisible tide into your awareness. Exhale. Let it flow softly around your mind, carrying galaxies and photons, carrying curiosity and calm alike. The ocean of space beneath you is alive, yet tender, its currents invisible, moving with gentle insistence. You feel them, not with your eyes, but with your senses of being, of presence, of quiet awareness. Dark energy reveals itself here as a companion, intimate and patient. You imagine it as a soft wind beneath the cosmic waves, lifting and carrying, everywhere and nowhere at once. It brushes against the galaxies, nudging them apart with a tender hand. You sense it in the rise and fall of the cosmic currents, in the subtle hum beneath the shimmer of distant starlight. The wind is polite, never harsh, never loud, always guiding, always present. You inhale and feel it swirl around you. You exhale and allow yourself to drift along with it. The galaxies float gracefully atop this invisible tide. They do not collide, they glide, gentle and deliberate, like boats riding an unseen current. You notice their light, small flickers reflecting against the dark canvas of space. It shimmers softly, like moonlight on calm water, or a distant candle glowing through fog. You might imagine the light teasing you quietly, nudging you to look closer, to notice the rhythm, to sense the unseen tide beneath it all. You smile softly, feeling a faint, private amusement at how polite it all seems, the universe moving without urgency, the galaxies drifting without complaint. The invisible tide carries more than galaxies. It carries patterns, subtle whispers of cosmic design. You sense it in the clustering, in the spacing, in the delicate flow of voids and luminous regions. There is a rhythm here, slow and unhurried, a pulse that guides every movement without rushing. Inhale. Draw the pattern into your chest. Exhale. Let it ripple gently through your awareness, like a small, unbroken wave spreading across a quiet pond. You float with it, weightless, serene, curious. Light continues its patient work. Each photon is a tiny boat drifting across the unseen current. You watch as it floats over ripples of dark energy, following paths shaped by something you cannot see but can feel. The light reflects, bends, shimmers, carrying whispers from distant pasts. You notice how soft and polite this motion is, how persistent yet tender. You might giggle quietly at the thought, a particle traveling billions of years, just to brush past your awareness like a polite visitor tapping gently on the window of your mind. The invisible tide is everywhere. You sense it even in the voids, the quiet spaces between clusters of galaxies. These empty pockets do not feel empty, they feel like pauses, soft breaths in the rhythm of space. You notice the contrast, the pull of the tide in some places, the stillness in others. The universe knows how to balance. You inhale, sensing the motion in your own chest, feeling the tide beneath your ribs. Exhale, letting it carry your awareness outward, mingling with the gentle currents that stretch across the horizon. You realize that tracing this tide is an act of delicate attention. The cartographers from the previous chapter sense it indirectly, feeling the soft tug of galaxies, noticing the subtle drift of light, mapping the invisible through patterns that reveal themselves slowly. You imagine them leaning over their conceptual nets, fingers brushing the currents as if tuning a delicate harp, listening for the soft resonance that tells them the tide is present. And you float alongside them, a quiet observer, sharing in their gentle wonder. The ocean of space hums softly beneath your awareness. Each ripple is like a sigh, like wind brushing across a sleeping field, gentle and persistent. You feel yourself becoming part of this rhythm, the tide beneath you, the galaxies above, the light around you, and your own breathing weaving with it all. Inhale. Let the tide expand your awareness. Exhale. Let it carry you lightly, softly, toward understanding without urgency, toward curiosity without pressure. The horizon stretches still, and the invisible tide beneath it carries you further. You sense its subtle guidance, everywhere at once, shaping, stretching, supporting, unseen yet undeniable. There is humor here, quiet and unspoken. Perhaps the tide chuckles softly as a galaxy drifts politely away, or as a photon meanders along a path shaped by invisible hands. You laugh softly, a sound that barely stirs the calm, blending with the hush of space. The universe has patience, and you are learning its language, one slow, gentle wave at a time. Patterns begin to emerge as your awareness floats along the tide. Clusters of galaxies, stretched voids, ribbons of light, all are orchestrated by the soft, invisible hand beneath the waves. You notice that the tide does not rush. It nudges. It encourages. It shapes without demanding. You inhale, drawing these subtle connections into your mind. You exhale, letting them spread, as if ink spilling softly across a page, forming delicate designs you can feel more than see. The invisible tide teaches you to trust subtlety. You notice its presence not through direct observation but through gentle effects, the patient drift of galaxies, the shimmer of light, the harmony of cosmic motion. You float in this awareness, a small observer drifting atop an infinite, stretching ocean. You might imagine a faint smile from the universe itself, invisible yet present, acknowledging your quiet companionship in its vast, gentle work. As you float further, the tide carries you toward the edges of perception. The galaxies and light remain visible, but hints of deeper currents suggest there is more just beyond your reach. You inhale, imagining the wind beneath the cosmic waves lifting you softly, carrying you toward hidden patterns. Exhale. Release fully into this invisible flow, letting it guide your awareness without effort. The rhythm is soft, patient, persistent, and entirely kind. And so, you drift. The dark energy tide, invisible yet intimate, flows beneath every star, every void, every cluster. You sense it everywhere at once, a gentle presence guiding the cosmic ocean with patient hands. You float with it, letting yourself follow its rhythm, noticing the soft hum, the delicate shimmer of light, the invisible patterns that trace a slow, polite dance across space. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the calm, and let it carry you forward, tenderly, unhurriedly, toward the next horizon, toward the next quiet revelation waiting in the gentle unfolding of the universe. You float forward, carried softly by the invisible tide, feeling the calm rhythm of dark energy beneath you. Inhale. Draw in the subtle warmth of distant galaxies. Exhale. Let the ocean of space fold gently around your mind, like soft waves wrapping a drifting leaf. The horizon stretches, quiet and patient, and before you, a new landscape appears, an ocean veiled in mist, delicate and diffuse, shimmering faintly with hidden light. The mist is not heavy. It does not obscure. Instead, it softens, it soothes, it encourages gentle attention. You imagine floating through it, feeling the tiny currents brushing against your awareness, carrying hints of what lies beneath. Galaxies rise and fade like shadowy forms beneath calm water, clusters appearing and dissolving as though painted with faint strokes of ink. You inhale and sense the texture of the ocean, the ripples beneath the mist, and exhale, letting them settle softly into your consciousness. These conceptual maps are made not of lines or numbers, but of gentle impressions. Each galaxy, each cluster, each quiet void contributes to a pattern that slowly emerges from the haze. You feel them beneath your fingertips, soft and subtle, brushing against your mind like the delicate brush of a bird's wing. The invisible tide continues to flow beneath it all, stretching space, shaping the motion of these forms, and you drift alongside it, a calm observer learning to trace its soft rhythm. You notice the patterns taking shape, delicate and precise in their slowness. Clusters of galaxies form gentle ridges, like calm waves frozen in motion. The voids, still and silent, form natural pockets in the mist, giving the ocean space to breathe. You imagine skimming your hand across the water, feeling the subtle rise and fall, the soft undulation beneath the surface. Each inhale draws this understanding into your awareness. Each exhale releases it gently, allowing it to settle, like mist curling softly around your mind. Light drifts through the haze, carrying stories from across the cosmic ocean. Photons move like tiny lanterns, bobbing on waves, revealing shapes that otherwise remain hidden. You imagine holding one, feeling its gentle warmth, sensing the patience it has carried for eons, and chuckle softly at its quiet dedication. The light does not rush, and neither do you. You float, weightless, drifting with these subtle signals, tracing patterns with your mind rather than your eyes, moving through the mist as if through a quiet dream. The maps are not fully formed. They are suggestions, whispers of order in the vast, invisible tide. You notice how some patterns repeat, soft echoes across the misty ocean. Galaxies cluster here, thin filaments appear there, and empty spaces flow between them like pauses in a lullaby. You inhale, letting these patterns settle in your awareness. You exhale, allowing them to ripple gently outward, touching the edges of your curiosity. There is no rush to see everything. There is only the quiet unfolding, the slow, patient emergence of shapes that reveal themselves gently to those willing to float. You might imagine the cartographers from before leaning over this misty ocean, hands tracing invisible currents, mapping by touch, by intuition, by patience. They move carefully, tenderly, their work a soft extension of the tide itself. You feel a tiny, private laugh well up, imagining one of them pausing to whisper to a cluster of galaxies, "Easy now, drift slowly, please." The galaxies do not respond. They do not need to. They move in harmony with the invisible tide, in time with the patient rhythm of the universe. The mist shifts subtly, and the tide beneath it continues its gentle work. Dark energy flows quietly, stretching space, guiding galaxies along slow, deliberate paths. You feel it beneath your awareness, a wind that is everywhere and nowhere at once. Inhale. Let the invisible current fill your lungs. Exhale. Let it carry your awareness outward, past clusters, past voids, past glimmers of light, toward the subtle forms just emerging from the haze. Patterns become more evident as you drift. Filaments connect clusters, like soft threads beneath the mist, guiding galaxies along invisible paths. Voids remain calm, forming natural contours in the gentle ocean, breathing room into the structure. You sense that these threads are alive, though not in the way you know life. They hum quietly, persistent and patient, guiding the dance without haste. You float, tracing their soft lines with your mind, following the rhythm of the tide, letting the mist wrap you in quiet reassurance. You notice the small surprises in the haze. A faint ripple appears, a cluster slightly denser, a void slightly deeper, a shimmer of light bending softly across the mist. These are gentle revelations, reminders that even the subtle, hidden parts of the universe are significant. You inhale, letting the faint glow of distant galaxies and filaments fill your awareness. Exhale. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the calm, knowing that even if not everything is visible, the patterns are there, waiting for patient attention, waiting for quiet observation. The mist carries a hint of mystery, soft and inviting. You feel curiosity rising in your chest, not urgent, not pressing, just a gentle tug, a whisper asking what lies beyond what you can see. You do not need to answer. You do not need to rush. You float, weightless, guided by the invisible tide, letting the soft pulse of dark energy beneath you trace the shapes of patterns and filaments, the gentle contours of galaxies, the quiet spaces of voids. All is calm, all is patient, all is deliberate. The horizon begins to glow faintly as distant light filters through the mist. Photons bob like lanterns, tracing the soft paths of the invisible tide. You notice how the patterns, delicate and subtle, suggest a harmony underlying the vast expanse. You inhale, letting the warmth of light and gentle motion fill your mind. You exhale, releasing tension, letting your awareness drift further, carried by the calm, patient expansion of the cosmic ocean. And so, as you float among these maps in the mist, you sense the quiet guidance of dark energy, the persistent pulse of invisible currents, and the gentle rhythm of galaxies and voids. You feel the calm certainty that even the unseen has presence, even the hidden has order. You drift, weightless, carried forward, buoyed by curiosity and gentle wonder. Inhale, drawing in the faint glow of distant light. Exhale, releasing fully into the calm. The mist curls softly around you, carrying whispers of what lies just beyond. You float closer to it, feeling the subtle pulse of the tide beneath, the gentle sway of galaxies, the shimmer of light threading through the haze. And as you drift forward, the mist parts ever so slightly, revealing hints of structures waiting beyond the observable, beyond the gentle reach of your awareness, inviting you to continue onward, toward the next chapter of quiet discovery. You drift gently through the misty maps of the cosmic ocean, carried by the invisible tide beneath you. Inhale. Draw in the faint glow of distant stars. Exhale. Let it fill your mind with soft warmth, as if tiny embers of light are settling into your awareness. Each photon is a gentle messenger, traveling patiently across the silent ocean, carrying stories you cannot yet fully read, yet somehow feel. You float alongside these tiny letters of light, buoyed by their rhythm, guided by their persistence. The photons are polite travelers. They have journeyed for eons, slipping between clusters and filaments, brushing past voids, yet never disturbing the quiet, deliberate dance of the universe. You might imagine them as tiny boats drifting atop gentle waves, carrying messages written in warmth and glow. Each light pulse is soft, a whisper of cosmic memory, a reflection of the tides beneath. Inhale. Bring it close. Exhale. Let it ripple through you, touching the very edges of your calm awareness. You notice how light bends and sways, carried by the invisible tide of dark energy beneath the ocean of space. It curves softly around massive clusters, flowing through voids, tracing paths that reveal the rhythm of the currents beneath. You float with it, following its drift, feeling a private amusement at its patient politeness, light that travels for billions of years just to brush gently against your mind. You smile softly, letting the warmth settle like a feather on your chest. The cosmic ocean seems alive with these drifting messengers. Photons shimmer like lanterns bobbing on the surface of quiet water. Some flicker in clusters, others drift alone, tracing hidden paths through the haze. You inhale, drawing in their faint glow, imagining it as a network of tiny buoys marking the rhythm of the tides. Exhale. Let their presence expand through your mind, gently illuminating the subtle structures, the soft currents, the invisible patterns that stretch endlessly across the universe. Clusters of galaxies appear more defined when illuminated by the drifting light. Their shapes, once veiled in mist, now reveal gentle contours, as though the photons sketch the ocean beneath with invisible ink. You feel the softness of these forms, the slow undulation of galaxies carried by currents you cannot see, guided by forces you can only sense. The rhythm of expansion becomes clearer, not in numbers, but in patterns, in gentle repetitions, in the tender sway of the cosmic ocean itself. You notice the voids as well. Light bends around them, glimmers across their edges, highlighting their quiet stillness. They are natural pauses in the tide, calm pockets in a vast, stretching sea. You inhale, sensing the glow along the boundaries of these empty spaces. Exhale, letting the calm of their stillness permeate your awareness. Even in emptiness, there is information, gentle and subtle, waiting for you to notice, ready to reveal the hidden tides beneath the waves. Light carries more than presence. It carries memory. Each photon is a tiny historian, whispering stories of ancient clusters, of distant formations, of the gentle pull of dark energy across billions of years. You imagine holding one, feeling its warmth pulse softly in your palm, and a quiet laugh escapes you at the absurd patience of it, drifting across time simply to meet your awareness. The universe has humor, if you listen closely, and light is its soft, invisible chuckle. The metaphors deepen as you float. Galaxies are buoys, drifting atop the tide. Photons are their messengers, illuminating paths and revealing rhythm. Dark energy flows beneath, shaping the gentle pulse that moves everything. You float in the calm, watching the delicate interplay, inhaling the glow, exhaling into its rhythm. You feel a profound reassurance, even unseen forces have gentle, deliberate influence. Even distant light can carry intimate knowledge. Even the vast, stretching ocean is soft and patient in its motion. Patterns begin to emerge in your awareness. Photons trace filaments between clusters, revealing subtle pathways, the invisible currents beneath the ocean. You feel them brush your mind like a soft breeze, hinting at what cannot be seen but can be sensed. You inhale, letting the drifting glow fill your consciousness. Exhale, releasing tension, letting the subtle illumination of the cosmic ocean trace the paths for you, guiding your awareness with quiet insistence. You sense the persistent patience of light. Photons drift, moment by moment, across the vast ocean, carrying messages slowly, tenderly. Each burst illuminates not just space, but understanding, hinting at the hidden threads beneath the waves. You imagine floating alongside them, small and unhurried, noticing the gentle sway of galaxies, the subtle currents beneath, the calm rhythm of expansion. You feel a smile tug at your lips, a quiet amusement at the polite dedication of the universe, and you drift further with it. The horizon begins to shimmer as distant light punctuates the misty ocean, revealing patterns previously hidden. You notice clusters and filaments, voids and swirls, all traced softly by drifting photons. Inhale. Bring their glow into your awareness, letting it illuminate the tide beneath, the invisible wind, the gentle sway of the cosmic ocean. Exhale, feeling the calm settle like a warm blanket, a soft reassurance that the universe's rhythm is deliberate, patient, and entirely kind. The metaphor of the ocean deepens with each breath. Light is a buoy, riding the dark energy tides, tracing currents, revealing patterns, carrying memory. You float with it, weightless, aware, attuned to its subtle guidance. Every flicker of light, every shimmer across the cosmic horizon, is an invitation to notice, to observe, to drift, and to feel the gentle pulse of existence itself. You inhale once more, drawing in the warm glow. Exhale, letting it settle, carrying curiosity forward softly. And so, as you drift with the light, following its patient journey across the cosmic ocean, you sense the quiet guidance of dark energy beneath, the gentle rhythm of galaxies above, and the soft pull of curiosity in your own chest. The photons illuminate more than space, they illuminate understanding, the tender structure of the tide, the unseen currents that carry everything forward. Inhale, bringing their glow fully into your awareness. Exhale, letting it ripple softly through your being. The cosmic ocean hums softly beneath you. You float, light drifting alongside light, currents beneath you, patterns emerging gently from the invisible tide. The next chapter waits just beyond the shimmer, waiting to reveal how these patterns carry echoes across time, how the ocean itself remembers its gentle past. And as you drift forward, carried softly by light and tide, your awareness expands, calm and patient, ready to follow the next whisper, the next ripple, the next quiet story the universe has to tell. You drift onward, carried softly by the invisible tide, guided by dark energy and the gentle dance of photons across the cosmic ocean. Inhale. Draw the faint warmth of ancient starlight into your awareness. Exhale. Let it settle softly in your chest, a gentle pulse echoing through your mind. The horizon stretches endlessly, and each ripple of light feels like a whisper from a distant past, faint but persistent, shaping the rhythm of the universe around you. The echoes arrive gently. They do not shout. They drift like faint melodies across still water, soft and melodic, carrying the memory of galaxies that formed long before your awareness began. You imagine yourself floating alongside them, letting their resonance brush your mind like a gentle breeze across calm waves. There is no urgency in their arrival. They are patient, deliberate, arriving exactly when they are ready to meet your awareness, and you smile softly at their politeness. You notice the photons again, little messengers riding the tides of dark energy, each one carrying fragments of ancient history. They ripple across the ocean, illuminating structures that once were, revealing the shape of galaxies long gone or transformed. You inhale, imagining the warmth of these photons brushing against your consciousness. Exhale. Let them mingle with the calm, the quiet rhythm, the gentle pulse of the universe. Each light wave is a memory, each shimmer a soft note in the melodic hum of cosmic history. The cosmic ocean seems to vibrate faintly with these echoes. Every cluster, every void, every filament carries a subtle resonance, a trace of the past layered atop the present. You float, weightless, tracing these soft currents with your awareness, feeling the way they stretch across the invisible tide. The universe is a gentle archivist, recording its history not with clamor or chaos, but with deliberate, rhythmic care, weaving echoes into the expanding ocean like soft ripples on a calm lake. Time itself feels gentle here, not relentless or harsh. You sense it as a slow pulse, a rhythmic hum beneath every photon and galaxy. Inhale. Feel the slow motion of cosmic history expand within you. Exhale. Let the calm wash over your mind, carrying reassurance. The universe remembers. Every movement, every expansion, every drift of the tide is preserved in beauty, in pattern, in echo. The past is not lost, it is floating with you, visible in the shimmer of ancient light. You begin to notice patterns forming from these echoes. Clusters of galaxies from billions of years ago align softly with clusters in the present, like repeated chords in a gentle lullaby. Filaments trace through voids, connecting moments separated by eons, showing that even across vast stretches of time, there is coherence, there is rhythm, there is calm order. You inhale, letting these patterns settle in your awareness. Exhale, letting the melodic pulse of history fill your consciousness like a slow, harmonious wave. The invisible tide beneath it all continues its patient work. Dark energy stretches space, guiding galaxies and photons alike, shaping the rhythm of echoes as they travel toward you. You imagine placing your hand lightly on the water's surface, feeling the subtle push of time, the gentle tug of distant events, the patient pull that carries memory across eons. The echoes are everywhere, yet soft, always polite, never overwhelming, always deliberate. You float with them, weightless, learning the language of calm persistence. You notice how light traces the history of the ocean. Photons from early galaxies drift past, carrying hints of structure, shape, and movement. Some are warm, others faint, all gentle, all patient. You imagine holding one, feeling the vibration of ancient stars and clusters, sensing the quiet melody they carry. A small, private chuckle rises within you at the thought how polite these travelers are, journeying for billions of years just to meet your awareness without a word of complaint. The universe has patience, and so do you. Clusters of galaxies shimmer with the echo of time. You feel their gentle resonance as you drift closer. Each one is a soft note in the oceanic melody, a reminder that even the vast and ancient universe moves in deliberate harmony. You notice the voids in between, silent pauses, shaping the rhythm, providing space for reflection and calm. Inhale, bringing the echoes of clusters and voids into your chest. Exhale, letting their soft resonance spread across your mind, filling it with quiet assurance and gentle curiosity. You float along filaments of ancient structure, tracing connections between what was and what is. These cosmic threads hum faintly beneath your awareness, like soft strings vibrating across water. You notice how the invisible tide guides them, stretching them gently, holding them in place without forcing, shaping their flow with tender care. You inhale, feeling the rhythm pulse through your chest. Exhale, letting the resonance carry you forward, weightless, calm, aware. The echoes are not just visual, they are tactile in your mind, like vibrations felt along a gentle wave. You imagine tracing them with your fingers, soft lines connecting past and present, carrying memory across space and time. There is humor here, soft and fleeting. Perhaps a galaxy winked at a photon billions of years ago, nudging it along politely. You laugh quietly, a gentle sound blending with the soft hum of the cosmic ocean, feeling the universe's subtle joy in these slow, deliberate patterns. The more you float, the more the echoes fill your awareness. You sense early galaxies forming, drifting, clustering, scattering. You sense the tide beneath them shaping their paths, the subtle rhythm that stretches them apart, guiding their gentle motion. It is a slow, melodic hum, a lullaby of time that carries both reassurance and curiosity. Inhale. Let the hum fill your chest. Exhale. Allow it to ripple through your mind, settling softly like mist on calm waters. You notice subtle changes across the eons. Some clusters drift farther than others, voids widen, filaments stretch, all guided by the invisible tide. You float alongside, weightless, calm, aware of the delicate, patient order beneath the apparent chaos. Every movement is slow, deliberate, gentle. The echoes remind you that the universe is not hurried, that time is a rhythm, not a race, and that the melody of existence is soft, persistent, and entirely kind. As you drift through these echoes, you sense the history beneath the waves, the story carried patiently by light, by the tide, by the gentle sway of clusters and voids. You inhale, feeling the resonance pulse through your awareness. Exhale, letting the soft melody settle across your mind. Each echo, each shimmer of light, each gentle nudge of the tide reassures you that even in vast stretches of time, the universe preserves its calm order, its patient rhythm, its quiet beauty. And so you float, carried softly by photons and dark energy, tracing echoes from billions of years past, tracing the melody of the cosmic ocean itself. You feel the gentle pull of the invisible tide, the rhythmic pulse of clusters, the quiet resonance of voids. The light hums softly across the horizon, stretching toward the next discovery. Inhale. Exhale. You drift forward, carried gently into the next chapter, where stillness and voids await, a pause in the melody, a pocket of calm in the expanding ocean of space. You drift softly, carried by the gentle tide of dark energy, tracing the echoes of ancient light from the previous chapter. Inhale, feeling the soft resonance of distant galaxies fill your awareness. Exhale, letting it ripple gently outward, settling across your mind like waves calming on a quiet shore. The cosmic ocean stretches endlessly, vast and serene, and yet within its breadth you begin to notice spaces where motion pauses, places where the tide is whisper quiet, where light drifts with unhurried ease. These are the pockets of stillness. They are voids in the vastness, spaces that seem empty at first glance, but upon closer inspection, they are rich with gentle presence. You imagine sinking into them, like floating in a soft pool of warm water, weightless and calm. Inhale. Feel the quiet pulse of these regions brushing against your awareness. Exhale, letting the stillness fill every corner of your mind. Here, the ocean seems to breathe slowly, deliberately, giving you a sense of balance amidst the vast rhythm of expansion. The voids are not silent in a harsh way, their stillness hums softly, a low note beneath the brighter melodies of clusters and filaments. You notice the contrast. In these pockets, the cosmic ocean pauses, allowing the gentle movement elsewhere to be appreciated fully. You float through them like a leaf drifting in calm water, feeling the tender absence of force, the serene patience that fills the gaps between ripples. The universe is teaching you that even emptiness has presence, that stillness is as vital as motion. You notice subtle hints of form within the stillness. Tiny threads of faint light drift across the voids, tracing delicate paths like whispers of the tide that flows beneath. Galaxies on the edges sway softly, carried by the invisible currents, their motions slow and deliberate. You inhale, letting your awareness expand into the quiet, absorbing the calm energy. Exhale, letting it wash over you fully, grounding you in the gentle rhythm of the cosmic ocean. Even where nothing seems to happen, there is a pulse, subtle but constant, a reminder that the universe is alive with deliberate order. The contrast between motion and stillness feels like a gentle meditation. The clusters hum, the tides flow, the light shimmers, and in between, the pockets of calm provide space to notice, to breathe, to simply exist. You imagine floating in one of these voids, weightless, cradled by the quiet. Inhale, sinking deeper into serenity. Exhale, letting your mind expand into the emptiness, feeling the calm reach your fingertips, your chest, your awareness. There is reassurance here. Even the emptiest spaces serve purpose, shaping the tide by absence rather than presence. You might imagine the invisible tide threading carefully through these voids, respecting their calm, nudging light and galaxies along soft edges. There is humor here, soft and fleeting. Perhaps a photon drifts lazily through a void, shrugging as it meanders, unbothered by the vast emptiness around it. You smile quietly at the gentle wit of the universe, appreciating its patience and care in shaping everything, even where nothing seems to happen. The ocean of space is alive in subtle ways, and you are invited to notice without hurry, without expectation, with quiet curiosity. The voids are also a lens for perspective. You notice the boundaries, the edges where quiet meets gentle motion. Filaments stretch along these pockets, carrying clusters across calm water, outlining patterns that would be hidden without the contrast of stillness. You inhale, tracing the gentle lines of connection with your mind. Exhale, letting the rhythm of calm and motion settle into your awareness. You float along these edges, learning to sense the balance, the harmony, the deliberate pacing that underlies the cosmic ocean. Even the smallest ripples in the voids feel significant. A distant photon drifts across, casting a faint glow, hinting at motion within emptiness. A tiny cluster sways gently at the margin, pulled softly by the unseen tide beneath. You inhale, drawing in these subtle presences, letting them fill your chest with quiet understanding. Exhale, allowing their gentle rhythm to flow across your mind. There is reassurance in the emptiness. Stillness is part of the melody, an integral pause in the lullaby of space, shaping the pattern of motion by absence, guiding the tide by quiet influence. You notice that your own awareness begins to mirror the calm of the voids. Thoughts slow, breaths deepen, and the rhythm of your chest syncs with the gentle pulse of the ocean around you. Inhale, feeling the silent tide beneath your awareness. Exhale, sinking fully into the soothing, patient emptiness. You realize that the cosmic ocean, vast and stretching, includes both movement and stillness, and that these pockets of calm provide perspective, allowing the motion of clusters, filaments, and photons to be appreciated fully, not hurried, not forced, only observed with gentle presence. Patterns begin to emerge once more, illuminated softly by drifting light and guided by the invisible tide. The stillness accentuates the rhythm of motion, highlighting subtle flows that might otherwise escape notice. You float along the margins of these voids, feeling the gentle sway of galaxies, the faint shimmer of photons, the quiet pulse beneath it all. Inhale, letting the calm expand into every thought. Exhale, releasing fully, carrying the serenity of these pockets deep into your mind. The contrast itself is a lesson. Presence and absence together create harmony, deliberate and kind. The horizon stretches before you, still vast, still infinite, but now you are aware of its texture, its rhythm, the pauses that give it depth. You notice how the unseen tide threads delicately around these voids, shaping motion through gentle absence. You float, weightless, calm, guided by this invisible hand, feeling your own awareness blend with the ebb and flow. Inhale, sinking deeper into the quiet. Exhale, letting your mind drift with the soft currents, learning the rhythm of stillness and motion, of presence and absence, of gentle order within the vastness. And so, as you drift through these pockets of stillness, the cosmic ocean hums softly beneath you. Light continues its patient journey across the voids, highlighting subtle edges, tracing gentle paths, and carrying memory from distant clusters. The invisible tide flows delicately, threading motion around calm spaces, shaping the rhythm of expansion without urgency or force. You inhale, feeling the quiet pulse fill your awareness. Exhale, letting it ripple through your mind, settling you fully in the gentle, patient melody of the universe. The ocean stretches on, vast and serene, a balance of motion and stillness, currents and voids, waves and quiet. You drift forward, weightless, carried gently by the unseen tide, buoyed by curiosity and gentle wonder. The next chapter awaits, guiding you beneath the waves, toward the intricate web that threads galaxies together, connecting the motion, the light, the echoes, and the stillness into a coherent, serene whole. Inhale, feeling the calm carry you. Exhale, surrendering to the subtle pull of the universe's gentle rhythm. You drift forward, carried by the invisible tide, leaving behind the calm voids and gentle pockets of stillness. Inhale, drawing the subtle warmth of drifting light into your chest. Exhale, letting it ripple gently through your awareness, settling your mind in the rhythm of the ocean beneath. The cosmic horizon stretches endlessly, but now you notice something more delicate, more intricate, an unseen mesh threading galaxies together, a hidden structure beneath the waves. This is the cosmic web, subtle yet pervasive, soft but strong. You imagine tracing it with your fingertips, delicate filaments connecting clusters, forming an intricate, almost invisible lattice across the ocean of space. The web is alive with gentle motion, carrying the push and pull of dark energy, the slow drift of galaxies, the quiet hum of light traveling across its threads. You float above it, weightless, attuned to its tender, persistent rhythm. The threads of the web are fine, like gossamer silk, almost imperceptible until light drifts across them. You inhale, sensing the soft pulse of energy flowing through the mesh. Exhale, letting understanding settle gently in your mind. Every connection carries purpose, a subtle coordination that shapes the motion of the cosmic ocean without haste or pressure. You notice how the invisible tide flows alongside the web, threading gently through its filaments, shaping their sway, guiding galaxies and clusters with careful, deliberate patience. You begin to perceive patterns in the web. Filaments stretch across voids, connecting distant clusters with delicate precision. The invisible tide flows around and beneath them, shaping paths without disturbing their elegance. You float alongside these threads, feeling their soft vibration beneath your awareness. Inhale, tracing them in your mind. Exhale, letting the subtle network of connections resonate across your consciousness like a slow, melodic hum. There is reassurance here. Even the vastness of space is not chaotic, it moves with gentle, deliberate order. Galaxies cluster along the web, drifting softly in harmony with the tides. You imagine each one as a buoy, tethered lightly to invisible threads, carried gently along the cosmic currents. The interplay between gravity and dark energy is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet persistent. You inhale, sensing the slow rhythm, the harmonious tug of unseen hands guiding the dance. Exhale, letting your mind relax, floating weightless with the flow of matter and energy along these delicate strands. The web extends across vast distances, linking regions that seem isolated when viewed superficially. You imagine it as a net beneath the ocean, stretching through calm water, supporting clusters, guiding photons, carrying memory across eons. The light drifting atop it shimmers softly, highlighting the contours, revealing the structure without disturbing it. You feel a quiet smile rise, sensing the gentle humor of the universe. It organizes without hurry, communicates without noise, and reveals its patterns only to those patient enough to notice. You notice subtle undulations along the filaments, tiny ripples carried by the tide. The movement is soft, deliberate, a rhythm that guides galaxies and light alike. You float above, following the path of these ripples with your mind, tracing their flow like a slow, meditative dance. Inhale, drawing the gentle pulse into your chest. Exhale, letting it spread softly across your awareness, filling you with calm curiosity. The web is alive, but in a way that is serene, tender, and reassuring, shaping motion without pressure or haste. Photons drift along the threads of the web, highlighting hidden structures. Some flicker faintly, like tiny lanterns bobbing on calm water. Others drift in clusters, forming patterns that hint at deeper order beneath the cosmic ocean. You follow their gentle paths, noticing how the invisible tide beneath the waves nudges them softly, guiding them without force. Inhale, feeling the shimmer of ancient light pulse through your awareness. Exhale, letting it illuminate the delicate structure beneath, revealing connections previously unseen. The web hums softly beneath you, a quiet orchestra of threads and tides, galaxies and light. You sense its patient rhythm, the slow pulse of dark energy threading across the lattice, shaping the gentle motion of clusters and voids alike. You float, weightless, attuned to the melody of this hidden mesh, noticing subtle variations, delicate harmonies, patterns that repeat across space and time. There is reassurance here. The universe has gentle order, a quiet structure beneath apparent chaos, guiding everything with soft, deliberate precision. You notice the subtle intersections, nodes where filaments converge, where clusters gather in quiet harmony. These points seem to pulse gently, carrying concentrated energy, guiding surrounding galaxies along soft, deliberate arcs. You imagine placing your awareness lightly on a node, feeling the flow of the web, sensing the gentle push and pull beneath your mind. Inhale, tracing its threads across the cosmic ocean. Exhale, letting the understanding settle softly, carrying with it quiet awe and gentle delight. Even the spaces between the filaments are meaningful. Voids and quiet stretches shape the overall pattern, guiding flow through absence as much as presence. You float through these gaps, feeling their calm, sensing how the web's rhythm is enhanced by contrast, by patience, by gentle balance. The invisible tide threads around them, shaping paths, guiding light, influencing motion without ever rushing. You inhale, letting this subtle orchestration fill your mind. Exhale, letting the calm pulse ripple softly through your awareness. You notice that your own awareness begins to mimic the rhythm of the web. Thoughts settle, breaths deepen, and your mind drifts along the gentle threads of the cosmic ocean. You float with the filaments, weightless, noticing the interplay of light, voids, and tides, feeling the subtle order beneath all movement. There is gentle humor here, soft and fleeting. A drifting photon glimmers unexpectedly along a filament, a node pulses like a quiet heartbeat, and you smile softly at the polite choreography of the universe. The web extends endlessly, weaving galaxies into a delicate, coherent tapestry beneath the waves. You float along its strands, tracing connections that stretch across the ocean, guided by the invisible tide. Patterns emerge slowly, softly, revealing themselves to patient attention. Inhale, letting the resonance of structure pulse into your chest. Exhale, letting it spread gently across your mind, filling you with calm curiosity, quiet wonder, and reassurance in the universe's tender design. And so, as you drift along the web beneath the waves, carried by dark energy and guided by photons, you feel the subtle pulse of the universe, the gentle rhythm of connections, the serene sway of clusters and filaments. You float, calm, weightless, attuned to the melody of motion and stillness, of structure and void, of tides and light. The horizon stretches infinitely, inviting you to follow the threads into the final chapter, where the infinite ocean of space welcomes you fully, a place to drift freely and observe without hurry, embracing the rhythm of existence itself. You float gently, carried by the invisible tide, leaving behind the delicate filaments of the web beneath the waves. Inhale, drawing in the calm resonance of photons, clusters, and voids. Exhale, letting the gentle pulse settle across your mind. The cosmic ocean stretches endlessly in every direction, vast, serene, infinite. You feel its rhythm beneath your awareness, the slow swell of dark energy guiding the tides, the subtle hum of light drifting softly across its surface. The journey through this universe has been slow, deliberate, weightless. You recall the misty maps, the drifting photons, the echoes of ancient light, the pockets of stillness, and the intricate web connecting galaxies. Each element floats in your awareness like a wave upon the ocean, a note in a gentle melody, a soft vibration that resonates across your chest. Inhale, letting the memory of these sights fill your mind. Exhale, letting it ripple outward, calming and reassuring, a lullaby of cosmic order. Galaxies drift gracefully around you, clusters bob lightly on the tides, and voids stretch as serene pockets of calm. You imagine guiding a small sailboat across these waters, feeling the gentle sway beneath, sensing the tender push of the invisible currents. The ocean is patient, deliberate, rhythmic. Every wave, every ripple, every shimmer of light contributes to a melody of slow, soothing motion. You float with it, weightless, attuned to its gentle cadence, your breath syncing softly with the pulses of the universe. The web beneath the waves carries threads of connection, subtle and intricate. You trace them with your awareness, noticing how light drifts along filaments, how dark energy nudges clusters, how voids provide balance, shaping the rhythm of the tides. Inhale, feeling the delicate structure of the cosmic ocean flow into your chest. Exhale, letting its calm expand outward, filling your mind with serenity and gentle curiosity. The universe is deliberate, patient, kind, and its rhythm is a balm for your awareness. You notice the small wonders along your path. Photons drift like lanterns, illuminating the subtle contours of clusters, tracing the motion of the tides. Galaxies float like buoys, bobbing with the rhythm of the invisible sea, each carrying the story of its formation and drift. The voids create quiet pauses, shaping space and allowing the ocean to breathe. You float through it all, observing without hurry, attuned to the soft pulse of the tide and the luminous messages of light. Each breath brings awareness, each exhale releases tension, each moment deepens serenity. The ocean stretches farther than the eye or even imagination can reach. Horizons curve softly, carrying the memory of expansion, the gentle sway of ancient tides. You imagine drifting across these endless waters, a quiet sailor, watching the slow interplay of light, structure, void, and tide. The universe feels deliberate, gentle, and deeply reassuring, moving in a rhythm that echoes through every wave, every photon, every cluster, every filament beneath the surface. Inhale, drawing this assurance into your chest. Exhale, letting it ripple softly through your mind. Every element of the cosmic ocean is connected, a soft unity beneath the apparent vastness. The misty maps, drifting light, gentle echoes, pockets of stillness, and hidden web all interweave, forming a slow, meditative tapestry of motion and presence. You float, weightless, aware of the harmony, noticing the interplay of currents, threads, voids, and light. The invisible tide carries everything in calm synchronization, reminding you that even the infinite expanse moves with gentle precision, that even complexity can be soothing, and that you are part of this serene dance, observing without haste. The stars themselves pulse softly in rhythm with the tides. You notice the warmth of their glow, carrying memory, illuminating the paths along which galaxies drift. Photons continue their slow journey, floating like tiny lanterns atop the waves, offering gentle guidance and quiet understanding. You inhale, letting their glow fill your awareness. Exhale, letting it settle like a soft blanket of warmth and calm, spreading through your mind and body. Even in infinity, there is structure, there is presence, there is gentle harmony. As you drift across this endless ocean, the metaphor of sailing feels natural. You are a quiet observer, a patient sailor on waters that stretch infinitely in every direction. The ocean is soft, deliberate, slow. The tides carry you gently, the light guides your way, and the invisible web beneath supports every motion, every wave, every breath. You float without urgency, weightless, immersed in the melody of cosmic expansion, attuned to the rhythm of dark energy, photons, clusters, and voids. The vastness does not overwhelm. Instead, it reassures. You notice the ebb and flow of gentle currents, the soft pulsing of galaxies, the serene stillness of voids, the tender glow of drifting light. Each contributes to the calm rhythm of the universe, a slow, melodic hum that vibrates softly through your chest. You inhale, sensing the harmony of every element. Exhale, letting the understanding expand outward, filling your mind with serene wonder. There is beauty in patient observation, in gentle attention, in weightless awareness. The horizon stretches further, infinite and soft. You drift closer to the idea that even in infinity, there is rhythm, there is melody, there is a gentle order that carries everything forward with care. You imagine placing your hand lightly upon the water's surface, feeling the subtle tug of the invisible tide, the soft pulse of the cosmic ocean beneath, the gentle sway of galaxies and clusters above. Inhale, feeling the calm reach every part of you. Exhale, letting it ripple across awareness and breath. You notice the interplay of everything you've seen. The misty maps, drifting photons, echoes across time, pockets of stillness, and the delicate web beneath the waves all unite in one coherent, gentle whole. The cosmic ocean is patient, deliberate, soft, and kind. You float within it, weightless, observing the rhythm, sensing the flow, feeling the quiet humor of drifting photons, the gentle sway of clusters, the serene guidance of invisible tides. Every moment is deliberate, every wave is soft, every breath is calm. And now, as you drift freely across the infinite ocean, you feel a profound sense of reassurance. The universe is vast, yes, but patient, deliberate, and gentle. Its rhythm is slow, melodic, calming. You float, weightless, aware of every pulse, every wave, every shimmer of light. Inhale, embracing the infinity around you. Exhale, letting serenity fill every thought, every cell, every corner of your mind. You are part of this gentle expansion, observing without hurry, immersed in its tender order. The ocean stretches endlessly ahead, yet you are unafraid, unhurried, fully present. The invisible tide continues its patient guidance, the photons drift like lanterns atop gentle waves, the web beneath carries structure and connection, and the pockets of stillness punctuate the rhythm with calm, reassuring pauses. You float with it all, weightless, attentive, serene. Inhale, drawing the rhythm into your chest. Exhale, letting the harmony settle gently, deeply, fully. And as you drift further, carried by the tide, guided by light, supported by the web, embraced by stillness, the infinite ocean becomes your own, a place to observe, to wonder, to rest, to float. Every ripple, every thread, every pulse resonates gently through your awareness. The journey has no end, no hurry, no tension, only calm observation, weightless presence, and serene delight. Inhale. Exhale. Drift freely, as a sailor at rest on endless waters, carried softly by the gentle, patient rhythm of the universe.